What's happening, fishing friends? Out in the garage today because we are doing a kayak walkthrough 2025. If you didn't know, I got a brand new kayak. New sponsors. This thing is loaded. Nah, I'm just joking. It's the same kayak as last year. And I noticed this appears to display a different message now. It's supposed to be the Dink Destroyer. We're going to have to get that updated. But anyway, I realized after talking to somebody, I had never done a full walkthrough bow to stern of this boat. So we're going to break it all down. I also made a few modifications to it for the year. So enough yapping, let's start. All right, up in the front, we got a couple straps. I put a little strap up here. This is one of those. It's like an Amazon deal thing, but it's just a cord here. You can use that to pull it with. The kayak, if you didn't know, is a native Slayer Max Propel. It's a 12.5-foot job here. It's pretty nice. Also up here, I've got a little round grommet deal that fits into the track here where the handle is. My handle is about ready to rip off, but goes there. I put one of the handle deals here and here with the slide track opening things, and that's where my anchor wizard goes, back here. So I've got that hooked up in the track. If you've never used one of these, you just tighten this up, and that brings your anchor up. You unloosen it, and that drops your anchor down in front. This is what I'm running as an anchor. I think it's like 5 or 6 pounds. It's worked pretty well, unless it's really, really windy. This is my kayak bed extender deal. I got this at Harbor Freight for I think like 55 bucks, and it's worked awesome. Before I open the hatch here, I did put one of these on. I forget whose video it was. I watched somebody's video on it. You put one of these paddle holders here, so when my pedal drive is down, this is a pedal kayak. When that's down, I can put my net up here and it locks into that. This is a net from Thunderhawk Lures I got when I was up there with them. I'm not sure if they're selling them. I really don't know what in the hell's going on with Thunderhawk. The guys I used to talk to apparently don't work there anymore. So I don't know if they're going through organization changes or what, but pop this baby open to the innards and you can see that's 1 of 2 batteries. I usually put them in a row. There we go, the Life PO4 12 volt, 18 amp hours. That gives me 36 amp hours with both of them together. This front tray comes out. I keep an extra prop in here, a few tools, the things I need to take my drive apart and stuff if I were to have issues, but that's really all I keep in there. Turn the flashlight on here and you can see what I worked on inside. So that's the Yak Power, the power bank. I think that's what it's called. It's got 5 of these and hooks up to a switch. So all your electrical components hook into these, but that's what I rigged up under here. That's what took me the time to get this ready to go for the year. I am so excited to have all this wired up. You can see I got my green light on the side, red light on the side. I put these on. These are supposed to be rod holders, so you can take your rods back there, run the tip all the way up through here. It's pretty cumbersome. It's an interesting, thought, but most of the rods are too long. They don't go there. So I tried it like once, and then I'm just like, nah, this thing sucks. So I put the lights in here and bolted directly to this. That way, all I had to actually drill into the kayak was the wire to run from this down inside the kayak in here. And then I used the marine goop to get all that sealed up. Same for that one, but these things are super bright. I'll show you. Oh yeah, and to hook that power bank piece up, I used some super strong adhesive, clean the surface, clean the back of that, and stuck it in there with this. This was a tip from Paul over at the Aggressively Average Anglers. So I didn't have to drill into that hole or anything. It just sticks there with Velcro. Perfect. Ran my wires through here. People are probably going to make fun of my wire nuts, but that's just what I did. It should be good. This doesn't get water in it, so unless you tip it over. I might have done that once. But if we go inside the kayak here, you probably can't even really see it. There we go. There's the switch. So you've got 2 switches, your bow, middle, and then your stern. I put blue lights here. These are going to be bright, but that's my middle. So in the mornings, I've got nice blue light. Hit the bow button. Ta-da! I've got my red and green navigation lights, and those things are bright. And then hit the S back here, and I got the new plug-in completely wired from Yak Power, the flag, and then my white illumination light back there in the back. So to put this in, I did have to drill a hole here. Yak Power has these power plugs. So the plug from this piece, it just goes in your track, the deal plugs into it, and that's what gives it the power. This whole post just plugs straight down into that for the power. And then this, I had to get one of these power port deals. If you see there, I sealed that all up and everything, but that drills into the hull of your boat, and then you just stick that power deal into it. So I got power all over my yak, operated from these buttons, which is pretty dang sick. And the number 1, when I turn that on, that's I did test it to make sure it works. That's my fish finder. Nothing too fancy. I run the Lowrance Hook 9. So it has down and side imaging. That's about all I need. Would live scope be nice? Yes, but don't really want to pull the plug on that. A little expensive. And then the mount, I did get the little bit heavier duty Yak Attack mount. So it's just hands tighten with these 2 little wing nut type deals here. So it's got two, and then I've got a little bendy arm thing there so you can adjust that, which is nice. When you're done, just turn all the power off. That's going to be so nice for lights. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Put one of these in. This is a sticky thing. I had some of these in my John boat just for your extra lures and stuff, your jigs, so they're not floating around. I tend to throw them in here, but if I ever need to lift this up, if I get stuff caught in the propeller and such, you have to pull this up and fix it. So now I can just hook lures onto there, or you use some sort of bait graveyard. So I got a couple of these Yak Attack cups. This one's completely full. That is a bait graveyard. This one over here is empty. That's my actual cup holder. And then I also have one here, which works for cans and stuff, but the bigger Gatorade bottles and stuff, you have to throw in there. Now this version of the kayak, it comes with two slots here. Each one of these hold a 3600, so I've got terminal and hooks in there. Same thing on the other side. That one has some hooks and terminal stuff in it. I did add this for the paddle. It's a paddle holder, so if I ever need that, if I get in the shallows or need to push myself out, I can just stick this here and leave it on the side, lock it in there. It's there where I need it. My kayak already came with this on it. The guy I bought it from, I bought this whole rig used last year. Came with the Burley Pro aluminum steering handle, which is really nice. And the Burley Pro upgraded rope deal thing that moves your rudder and back. Under the seat, this is where I kept my plastics. I ran two of these soft plastic deal holders from 6 Cents, which worked really nice. Open it up, you know, you've got all your plastics laying in there. Now my buddy Chris got me one of these. This is waterproof because sometimes, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, pretty much all the time my kayak gets water in the bottom of it. I got to try to figure out why. But if water ends up splashing up around in there, you can get water in your stuff. He got me one of these, Live Fishing, I guess it is waterproof. And I also got some stuff from Evolve. They just sent me a bunch of gear. I'm going to be changing out all my stuff and using some of theirs. So I got to figure out what I want to do for the bottom of this because these were really nice, but they got wet. I keep my tools over here. I do keep everything tethered. So I've got my pliers here. Just got these on Amazon. Truce end. I really like the ones that have the cutter here. These also have the split ring pliers. So I've got everything here, my cutter, pliers, and split ring all in one, so I don't need different tools. I do also have a pair of the Thunderhawk scissors. These things are really handy. They have the split ring plier and in the back, if you can see here, the braid serrated braid cutter. And then clipped on and attached underneath here is my stringer. If I'm chasing the panfish or the crappie, I have that right there where I need it. Then I have another tethered deal on the other side and my a random lure that I found. My scale goes over there that's attached. When I bought it, I did get a seat cushion. This came from Native, their website. They had those on sale, I think like $40, something like that. That's been really, really nice. Haven't needed the back one, but for the butt, that is awesome. I got this Pelican cooler off of Amazon. Pelican there, and it's a soft-sided cooler, so throw your ice packs in there, your lunch, your drinks, and everything. I have you can fit a 3700 back here, but I don't really use it in case I were to flip over again. I don't want to lose a big box that's in there, so this just sits there, rests on that as I'm fishing. It's out of the way. And then since I flipped over, I watched a video by Chad Hoover showing strap things. Now Rogue has some really nice ones. I should have got those, but when I ordered the pack off of Amazon, I just got 3 of these. This is the same thing that's in front. I tethered them to the side handles because I don't use those. Tethered them there. That way, if I were to ever flip over, put my foot in it like you would a stirrup on a saddle, and then I can stand up on this, reach over the back of my kayak, and flip it over. I can even use that other handle over there if I need to help pull it over, because if you've ever tried to get up in a kayak while it's flipped over or get it flipped over, it is really hard, especially once you get this stuff on it. So those straps are a must-have. That was pretty freaky flipping over. Luckily I only had to swim back, you know, maybe 50, 70 yards. So I swam back and pulled my kayak with it. Of course I had my vest on. I have the NRS Chinook. This thing has been absolutely awesome. Got a couple pockets in the front, whistle. I put my phone over in this one, and I got one of these Rogue straps. If you don't have one of these, what are you doing? Those things are absolutely awesome. Comes tethered to that. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped my phone. Luckily with this tether, it has never been lost. So that thing is absolutely priceless. But yeah, this life jacket from Chinook, really, really like that. Mine did also come, the guy that had it before me put the Native sidekicks on here, the wheels. These are a must for a big kayak like this. They're really nice, except they're a bit cumbersome to get out and in when you're on the water. Like in my opinion, you have to take this pin out, you have to pull this completely out when you're on the water and try to get it lifted up and pushed back in there to stow it away. I think they should have done with this like you have on the front hitch of your trailer, where you've got the leg with the wheel that stands down, you pull that like spring assisted bar, you slide the wheel up and then that clicks back into spot. To me, that's what they should have done here. So you just reach back, lift that up, push this back somehow, and then let that slide in instead of having to pull this all the way out and chance dropping it. So it is kind of cumbersome. I did have to replace the aired wheels. These are not aired, they're just like a hard plastic, because the ones with air in them, once you get out on the water and pull this out and try to push it down, when you get back in to get it set up like this to pull it out, it's impossible because the wheels have air and they want to float. You can't get it pushed down, so you have to buy those. So definitely some things they could do to improve this, but it has been nice and definitely needed. The box, I know a lot of people have asked about this, so I built my own kayak crate box. I didn't buy one. I had the crate below. Actually, it's the one on top that I cut. This is a Yak gear something crate. Gander Mountain was going out of business and I got it for like, I don't know, $2, $3, $4, something like that. Basically nothing. And it sat in my basement just holding extra tackle until I got the kayak. So I went to our farm and home store and got another crate for $7. Took the crate that I had and cut it just enough where I would have a little extra room in here so I could store my 3700s standing up like this. So that's what I'm using. It would be nice if this was closed in and stuff, but altogether I think this cost me like, I don't know, $20 to make after buying both crates. This I bought on Amazon, so it's like a little latch deal I screwed into the front here. And this comes all together and it's got this rubber strap, kind of like you'd have on a cooler. So that way when you push this down, that piece just stretches over it and everything is held nice and tight in there. It's all enclosed. So carry a few 3700s. I got some terminal stuff, some hooks, a couple 3600s, and this I bought last year from Evolution. It holds all my different leader lines and stuff, extra line in case I need it. They're the ones that just actually sent me some new boxes, so I'm going to be doing an organizational video. Shout out to Evolution for doing that, switching out the boxes and stuff, because unfortunately when I tipped my kayak, all the flambeaux took on water. So the hooks and everything, I had to dry them out, put the fan on it. It sucked, but I will say the cheap planos, all of these stayed nice and tight, air fresh, water fresh, not watered, whatever you want to say, airtight I guess. So the regular planos, kudos to them. Oh, then in the back as the joint, I just used some zip ties. I know, real fancy, right? Now the kayak thing that I had came with 2 rod holders. I bought 2 more on Amazon for, I don't know, like $12, something like that. So I can hold 6 total rods, 2 on each side of my crate, and then my kayak comes with 2 rod holes or rod deals that push the rods back at an angle. So 2 angle back, the ones from my crate just go straight up and down. And to make sure my rods are held in, Dad actually came up with this idea. I was like, do we need to cut holes in it, weld something? He's like, why don't you use those little bungee deals? This is what I was gonna do, but like screw inside of it. He's like, why don't you just cut a hole? It's got this like ball thing on the back, so they can't pull all the way through. Put that through the hole, and then those just latch over the top of it. So I put them through the hole first, my rod goes over it, and then you just take the bungee strap and strap that over your rod. That way, those can't come out of there even if you were to flip over. So that takes care of the ones on here, but for here I had to get something different. I got these from Rogue. I don't know what they call them. They're their leash deals. I had Velcro ones last year and they were a pain in the butt. With these, you just take this leash part, run it over the rod, and then it's got a nut thing here. You tighten that down and that is held in there completely tight. So even with that in there, if you were to, accidentally knock it out or flip it over, that's still bungee cord held on there, so you're not going to lose it. So all 6 of my rods are for sure secured and on there. I'm not losing any, dang it. That's pretty much it. As you move back here, my paddle, I got one of the bending branches. They were on sale at my local Fin and Feather when I got my kayak, so that's what I'm running. Nothing too crazy. That's it. Now, I haven't used enough kayaks to give you like a full review on this thing of like, here's how it's better than others, here's how this and that. But I can tell you, after a year of using it, I love the stability of it. I've never felt unsafe on my kayak except that one time when I flipped and I had my oar out. I had a whole bunch of this like heavy moss stuff on the front of my kayak and I had, or sorry, my paddle, not an oar. I had my paddle out to the side, reaching, trying to clean that off, grab all that stuff and pull it off there, and I got way out to the side, and that's what caused me to roll. My leg got caught on my fish finder as I went over, and that's what completely tipped. My kayak went completely belly up. I flipped and lost, if you watch that video, basically $3,000 worth of stuff. Burnt my GoPro, lost 5 combos, some tackle. So it was a costly mistake. But otherwise, stability, gear carryability, all that has been great on it. Mine's not really that overloaded. I don't carry a ton of stuff with me, I don't think. I know there's gonna be people saying, you don't need all that. Why do you? I only carry 1 rod and 1 box. That's fine, but I like carrying more, so I have it, you know, doing videos and stuff if I wanna switch up. I'd rather have a little bit more than I need than like just nothing. Guaranteed for sure, if you don't have an anchor wizard or some sort of anchor on your kayak, you're doing it wrong. I used it a couple times without, and I was like, nope, definitely need one of those. I also really like the pedal system. If I were having to like fish in the shallows and try to paddle, like maneuver my paddle and fish, that would be super cumbersome to me. I really like having the pedal drive. Like an XI3 or something to spot lock would probably be ideal. But again, you get in the shallows, you're gonna have to use that. And I really don't like paddling whatsoever. It wasn't fun to me. So the pedals are awesome. I'm sure a motor would be awesome. I don't really wanna take that step because I'm sure I'll be spoiled. The seat and everything has also been really comfortable. I hear some people complain about their kayak seat. I've never had like back fatigue or felt bad in a day of sitting in this, except for one of the last days last year. I blew my back out lifting this because I'm tubby and out of shape. But as far as sitting in it, very comfortable seat. Mine doesn't spin. The newer ones now, they have like a 360 swivel, but that to me is not a big issue. Things I have not liked about it, the water. Every single trip I get water in the bottom of this. Sometimes it gets so bad it's like a live well in those there. I am gonna get some of those self-bailing scupper plugs. Now I carry mine in the back of my truck, so it gets pretty dirty. I hear those can get pretty dirty as well, so I have to make sure I clean them after every one, but something to help get the water out of here, that's been my big complaint. And a couple times last year, I did have some water inside the hull. So I'm not sure where that's coming from, what's happening. I'm not sure if it's this side panel here. I did seal that up, tighten it real tight. Not sure where it's getting in, but I did have some of that. And also if you get a lot of water in, there's like this removable, this black piece under my seat, this actually unscrews and comes out. And I actually get a whole bunch of water inside this as well that's sloshing around. So as far as staying dry, not the best. But otherwise, overall, really solid kayak, everything I've wanted. I'm really not too displeased, you know, where I would want to sell it and get a new one. I'm gonna burn this baby to the ground and try to use it. But I don't know, maybe we'll see in the future. I am certainly gonna be doing more bank fishing this year. People have asked for it, said, hey, yeah, the kayak stuff is cool, but we wanna see you back out on the bank more. Definitely gonna be more of that coming. Now, like I said, this isn't like a crazy expensive rig. I got mine for under $2,000 with a number of upgrades on it. Put, you know, the anchor wizard, a few other things on it. So not in too crazy expensive compared to some of the new ones that, you know, already you're over $3,000 with just the base kayak. So again, save some money with the gearbox there and some stuff. But I don't know, comment below, what do you think of this for first couple year rig? Would you run this? Is it acceptable? I think it's all right for some guy in Iowa doing fishing in these small lakes and spots that I hit up. All right, today's subscribe fishing friend, I had to check the phone. I did a little questionnaire on Instagram, and the shout out goes to Edward Basser51. He said he likes my content because I keep it honest, keep trucking, keep doing what you revere, keep doing what you like, the gear reviews and the fishing. I appreciate you, brother. All the people that commented on that, I was saying that YouTube, it seems like there's a lot of like copy and paste channels out there. So I'm like, do you guys really like that stuff? Is there stuff that I could be doing different? And I had multiple people saying, yeah, get back out on the bank and fish. So I know, you know, a lot of people like that stuff. And honestly, there's not very many good bank fishing channels out there. There's people that like do it once in a while and they're like, oh yeah, here's these bank fishing tips. And it's like, bro, I haven't seen you on the bank in 5 years. Like, come on. But anyway, definitely want to do more of that, more gear reviews, kayak stuff, you know, whatever it is. I like to keep it switched up, have fun, because again, at the end of the day, I'm just a dude that fishes and I'm sharing my story with you. I'm no pro, I'm not a tournament pro, I'm not, you know, some tournament pro's son or my family, you know, nothing like that. I just fish. So that's it. I'm out of here. Love y'all. Till next time.